Morning. Today we're going to work some problems from practice 13.2 X-intercepts of quadratic equations. As we work these, we have 4 different things that it's asking us to do. Number 1, determine the vertex of the quadratic equation. Remember that we do that by using the formula x equals minus b over 2 times a, and then we substitute that x back into our equation. Then it asks us to determine the number of solutions for the quadratic equation. We do that using the b squared minus 4ac, our discriminant. That's what that's called. Then it asks us to sketch a graph and then approximate the solutions of the quadratic functions. So let's get started on those 4 things. First, let's do the vertex. So in my number 1 here, A is -1, B is -2, C is +3. So the vertex is the opposite of B, so +2 over 2 times A. 2 times -1 is -2. So X is -1. And if we substitute that value back into our original equation here and here, -1 squared is 1, but the negative out in front keeps it -1. -1 times 2 is add 2, +2, and then our +3 is obviously still +3. So -1 plus 2 is 1, +3 is 4. So that tells me that my vertex is at the point -1, 4. So about right there. I know that this is going to be the maximum or the highest point on the graph because I've got a negative coefficient of my squared terms. That means it's going to open downward. So determine the number of solutions for the equation. We put it in our discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. B squared is -2 to the second, or -2 squared, so that's 4 minus 4. And a times c, a is -1, c is 3, so -1 times 3 is -3. So 4 add 12 is going to be 16. Since that's a positive number, we know that we're going to have 2 solutions. If it had been 0, there would be 1 solution. If it had been a negative number, there would be no real solution. So we know we have 2 real solutions. And if we sketch a graph, we know what happens at -1. So let's see what happens at -2 and 0 and 1, maybe. Right, so -2 would be -4 plus 4 plus 3. So -2, we're going to be at 3, about right there. At 0, we're also going to be at 3, so about right there. At 1, we're going to have -1, -2, and +3, so that's going to be 0. So 1, 0 is going to be here. So there's one of my x-intercepts. And let's see, I'll bet the other one's going to be at -3. Let's check and see. So -3 squared is 9, with the negative out in front is -9. -3 times 2 is 6. And +3, so there's our other 0, so -3, 0. So let me sketch that graph like that and like that. And we don't have approximate solutions, we have exact solutions. My x is -3 and my x is 1, because saying what are the solutions is just another way of saying what are the x-intercepts. Hope that helps.